guys, it's Dave, and welcome to our brand new series, Top 10. Today's episode is going to be my Top 10 fall preview for the shows that are coming to the airwaves for the first time. We're not doing shows that have already been on the air. These are brand new fall release shows. My number 10 is Grandfathered, starring John Stamos. Yeah, that John Stamos from Full House, you know, Uncle Jesse. Well, basically, it's supposed to be about John Stamos' character, who's the good-looking dude, and then he gets slammed one day to find out that he has a son, and not only a son, but a grandchild. Hence the name Grandfathered. So in an instant, he becomes a father, but also a grandfather. Hilarity ensues, and it's supposed to be a funny show that I am interested in checking out, mainly because of John Stamos. I am a John Stamos fan, grew up with Full House, so I am curious to see what they do with this. I don't really have high hopes for it being great. Hopefully it'll be fun. Number 9 on my list is The Grinder, and this show brings back Rob Lowe and Fred Savage both to television. It's supposed to be about two brothers. Rob Lowe is a huge actor on a show called The Grinder, where he's a lawyer. He then comes back to his small town and thinks he can actually be a lawyer now because he's done the TV show for so long, and inserts himself into the family practice where Fred Savage is actually, a lawyer. I do like Rob Lowe. I like Fred Savage, grew up with the Wonder Years, so I am curious to see what they do with this. And I never have high hopes for a lot of TV shows that are coming up brand new. I have a real quick delete button off my DVR. If I don't feel it the first or second episode, I delete it off my system. I don't want to be bothered with it anymore. So we'll see, and hopefully it'll be good. It sounds like an interesting premise. They have Rob Lowe and Fred Savage. That could work, but we'll see. Number 8 is Blood and Oil, type of like a soap western kind of drama. It's starring Don Johnson and Chase Crawford. I'm gonna admit it, I was a Gossip Girl fan. I really like that show. And Chase Crawford, as everybody knows, is from Gossip Girl. That's where he became famous. So I am curious to see what they do with this. I'm more of a fan now of dramas and shows on the actual cable, FX, AMC, TNT, stuff like that, because they're a little bit more edgier. This is going to be a basic cable show, so I don't know how good it could really be, but we'll see. At number 7 is Wicked City, and this is another show that's going to have another Gossip Girl alumni, Ed Westwick. He's also going to be with Erica Christensen. If you remember, she was from Parenthood. This is going to be an anthology series. This season is going to be based on the Granger serial slayings in LA. Ed Westwick was pretty cool on Gossip Girl, so I'm kind of curious to see what he does next. I love Erica Christensen, loved her in Swim Fan, and was a big fan of her in Parenthood. So I'm kind of curious to see what they do with Wicked City. Sounds like a cool premise, so we'll see. Hopefully it'll be good. Number 6 is Heroes Reborn, and they're bringing back Jack Coleman. He's coming back. Masioka is coming back. And I think Greg Grunberg is coming back as well for this reboot of Heroes. Now, I'm not going to lie, I loved Heroes when it first came out. That first season was fantastic. Personally, to me, I feel after that first season, they killed it. After season 1, I thought it went downhill. I wasn't a fan of it. I thought they were making everybody heroes, and everybody had superpowers. I wasn't a big fan of the series after season 1, and I think I actually gave up in season 3 or midway through season 2. I just stopped watching it. I didn't care anymore. But I'm curious to see what they do with Heroes Reborn. So that's my number 6 on the list. Number 5 is a show that's not getting a lot of publicity because it's not on one of those, real deal channels. It's called Behind the Screams, and it's going to be a docu-series which examines the real-life frights behind our favorite horror films. So it's going to show you a certain horror film and what it was based on in real life. That sounds awesome to me. I'm a huge horror movie fan. Anything horror, I'm interested in. I'm kind of curious to see about the movies that we all love as horror fans and what the backstory is on a lot of these. Number 4 I have is The Muppets. I am a big Muppets fan. Not the hugest Muppets fan, but I do like the Muppets. I'm a huge Gonzo fan. Grew up with the Muppet Babies. It's supposed to be kind of like a mockumentary, kind of in the likes of The Office. And it's supposed to be a little edgier Muppets. It's not going to be the safe, cute Muppets. I know they're supposed to have some edgier stuff going on in there. Still good for kids, but a little edgier, so I'm kind of curious to see what they do with that. And I want to see if it takes off, because the Muppets, for a long time in the 80s, early 90s, blew up. Then it disappeared for the longest time until Disney got its hands on it and kind of revitalized that franchise. So I'm kind of curious to see what they do in primetime. Number 3 I have is Scream Queens with Jamie Lee Curtis and Emma Roberts. First off, I cannot wait for this. I love anything horror, so I'm really curious to see this. It's a slasher comedy, and I can't wait. It's got Jamie Lee Curtis. She is the queen queen of horror movies. She's great. And then it's got Emma Roberts from American Horror Story fame. We actually got the chance to meet her father, Eric Roberts, and go back to our playlist of conventions. You'll see Lauren got to ask him a question. So I'm rooting for his daughter, Emma. The show looks awesome. I can't wait. So Scream Queens, we have it number 3. Number 2 is one that's already started. I haven't watched it yet. I have it on my DVR. Is The Bastard Executioner. I want to watch this because of Kurt Sutter. I love Kurt Sutter. I was a huge Sons of Anarchy fan. Kurt Sutter is a director that no matter what he does, I'm going to check out just because of his name. Just like Vince Gilligan with Breaking Bad, now Better Call Saul. So whatever Kurt Sutter does, I'm going to try out and see if I like it. Bastard Executioner is my number 2. I can't wait to see that. Kurt Sutter is great. Now here is my number 1 top fall TV show that I cannot wait to watch, and that is Supergirl. Now I do not watch any shows on CBS. Just doesn't really fit into what I'm into. CBS seems to be more for that higher age range, and I'm not really there. I can't see how CBS can mess up Supergirl with all these other great superhero shows just booming, like Gotham, Arrow, The Flash. I mean, these shows are just huge. And CBS is one of the biggest channels on television right now. They should be able to pull this off. It's got, and I might botch his name, I'm hoping I don't, Melissa Benoist. She was from Glee in those last couple of seasons. She looks like the perfect Supergirl fit. The comic book, which already has a niche market, you know, considering what Fox is doing over there with Gotham and what the CW is doing with Arrow and The Flash, it should be able to bring over a lot of those fans to CBS. Plus, CBS is the biggest basic channel out there, so it's already going to have that built-in audience as well. Supergirl should be huge. I just hope the last Superman, besides Smallville, I never got into Smallville, but I remember the old school 90s Superman with Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher's Lois Lane. I used to like that show when I was a kid, but the real problem was that they never really had real villains for Superman. It was more of like a love story between Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher's characters, and there was never really any villains. I'm hoping Supergirl really introduces a lot of the Supergirl villains, even Superman villains. Why not? Who cares? If they have the rights to it, use it. I hope it just doesn't turn into like her fighting ordinary robberies every episode. It's going to be horrible. So I'm hoping, kind of like in the vein of Arrow, in the vein of The Flash, even Gotham, where they're building up all the villains. I'm hoping that's what Supergirl does. But I don't see how CBS can mess up Supergirl, but we'll see. That's my number 1, is Supergirl. So those are my top 10. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments below. Remember to subscribe for more series like this coming out. There's going to be a lot more top 10s coming. Like the video, subscribe, share us all over the place. And remember to find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Everyday Geek TV. All right, guys. Have a good one.